AGA Northwest presents Flip Zone Week 2 at-home practice. As with all exercises, please use common sense in a safe environment. To reduce and avoid injury, we will want you to check with your doctor before beginning any type of fitness program. By performing any exercises, you are performing them at your own risk. AGA Northwest will not be responsible or liable for any injury or harm you sustain as a result of the information shared on our YouTube video. Enjoy! Hello Flip Zone, Coach Nicole here. Let's get ready to rock and roll. This is week number 2 workout for our Flip Zone kiddos. Let's get our bodies moving by doing some cardio. We can start off by putting some markers on the floor. This can be anything from toys to blocks to maybe even stuffed animals or pillows. Coach Amanda is showing you the snake run. As you can see, she's running around the blocks trying not to touch them, forward and backward, just like a snake movement. Next is the bear crawl in the snake run. You're using those same markers on the floor, trying really hard not to touch them. Way to go, Coach Amanda. The goal here is to do this as fast as you can without touching the markers. Now we're moving on to hop skips. You'll notice that Coach Amanda is swinging her arms forward and backward like she's running, but she's pulling one foot up and hopping as she goes. This is really helpful when we start learning how to do cartwheels from a run, using this as our hurdle. Next is some footwork we call the grapevine. I've slowed this down so you can see it, where Coach Amanda is facing sideways with her arms out to the side like an airplane, and one foot goes forward, and then she steps over, and then it goes behind her. This is called the grapevine run. Once you've got this mastered, you want to do it as fast as humanly possible to get your feet moving nice and quick. Let's take a closer look. You'll see Coach Amanda staying sideways, one foot goes in front, and then returns to behind. After you're done with your grapevines, Coach Amanda is going to show you how to do the inchworm. She slowly walks her hands out as far as she can, keeping her core tight, and scoots those feet in as closest to her hands as she can. She's making her way across the floor by using her hands, walking them out, and then keeping her legs straight and scooting her feet in. This is called the inchworm. Now let's move on to the thing everybody hates doing, stretching. Coach Esperanza is showing you how to do pillow splits. Here she's sitting on a pillow and a blanket. Once she's comfortable there, she's going to slowly pull out the pillow and just go onto the blanket. Once she's comfortable there with her arms up, she pulls the blanket out and hopefully gets all the way down in the splits. After you've performed your left and right pillow splits, let's move on to the middle splits, which are also called straddles. Here you'll notice that there's a measuring tape making a T shape. This is measuring how far away from a perfect middle split you can get. Notice Coach Esperanza is sitting in straddle splits. She's about 12 inches away from getting into a perfect line. As she practices, she slowly moves forward closer and closer to that perfect line. Good job, Coach Esperanza. Okay, moving on to our back bend segment. Here Jalen is showing your basic tabletop. She's pushed her belly button up to the sky and she holds it for 10 seconds. After you've mastered the tabletop hold, you're going to work on tabletop press, where you drop your booty down, straighten your legs, and rock yourself back up. This gets you the action of learning how to push up for a back bend. Another tabletop challenge is the wave. Push yourself up in a tabletop and wave at your friend who is also in quarantine. The last tabletop challenge is the tabletop leg kick. You'll notice that Jalen is keeping her leg nice and straight. That's not totally necessary unless you're amazing like her. So what we want you to do is push your belly button up to the sky and also kick your leg. Don't forget to do the left leg and the right. Once you've mastered all of those tabletop challenges, we're going to work on pushing up to a back bend. You'll notice Jalen lays on her back, bends her arms and her knees, and pushes her belly button straight up to the sky and holds it. It's really important that you get your head all the way off the floor and your weight is all on your hands. Once you're comfortable and have mastered the back bend to a push-up and you can hold it there, we'll start adding the rocking shape. Notice here that Jalen is pushed up to a back bend and she's bending her knees ever so slightly and pushing her weight over her shoulders. This is a perfect preparation for back handsprings. Next step is the back bend with the jump. Jalen is pushed up to a back bend and she's doing little tiny rocking jumps, showing that she can push through her hands and her feet. Good job, Jalen. Now we're moving on to spider walks. Jalen has looked backwards, put her hands on the wall, and she's slowly walking her hands down into a back bend shape. Once you're able to do this without touching your head, then you can transition on to the standing back bend onto the sofa or your bed. Here Jalen is showing you how strong she is by doing it and standing back up. Wow, Jalen. Jalen is now moving on to the back bend elevated. She's put her feet on her sofa, which I'm sure her mom loves, and she's holding the back bend, getting ready to learn how to kick over. Now that Jalen can do a back bend with her feet elevated and she no longer hits her head on the floor, she's going to learn how to kick her legs over. It's super important that you have an open, soft space, just like Jalen, and that you're not surrounded by a whole bunch of furniture that you might kick on accident. Safety is always number one. Now that we've finished our stretching, we're going to move on to back handspring drills. Coach Amanda's doing a handstand with her hands on the floor, far away from the wall and her feet touching. It's a slight arch shape to show the position you'll be hitting in the middle of the back handspring. Hold this for 30 seconds. To get strength for a back handspring, we need to do traveling push-ups. This strengthens our shoulders and teaches us how to transfer weight from one hand to the other. Once you've completed many passes of the traveling push-ups, we're going to do mouse traps. Here you'll see Coach Amanda starting in a pike position with her booty against something like a soft bed or maybe even a sofa. She's going to open herself up and push her hips to the sky. This is the same action you'll be doing in a back handspring. And open. Once you've completed your mouse traps, now we're going to do bend pushes. In a back handspring, you have to learn how to get off of the floor and off of your hands. So Coach Amanda is showing you how to rock back and forth with her hands elevated. This is a perfect thing to do on the side of a bed or maybe a sofa. Okay, now moving on to the fun stuff. Coach Amanda is standing upright, pretending that she's standing in front of her bed. First, what she's going to do is practice the sit position where her arms are going down and she's bending her knees, just like this. After she's practiced that, she is going to work on the sit position with a jump to her back. She slowly moves her arms backwards and jumps up, landing perfectly flat on her back. This is called a back jump. After you've mastered the back jump onto your bed, you'll notice that Coach Amanda is adding to this. She does her swing jump to her back, and then she slowly scoots herself backwards to where her hands are touching the floor. After her hands are secure and her head is off the floor, she is then going to slowly pull her toes over and land on her feet. This is a perfect back handspring drill. All right, Flip Zone, that is the end of week number 2 at-home workout. It's up to you to keep practicing and kicking booty at home. We miss you, and we'll see you soon. Go AGA.